Hey guys, Simon here from Body Development Centre, and today we've got part three of my journey back to being lean. And as I mentioned yesterday, I wanted to comment on why I probably look so incredibly tired. So, as any of my clients who know me will be aware, I'm a complete workaholic. I love all of this information subject around weight loss, psychology of training, nutrition, all of that kind of jazz. And because of that, I spend a lot of my time working on this business. I've got my app business, Body Vision, which I'm also trying to build up. And I'm also trying to complete my master's in sustainable behavior change, specifically in weight loss at the same time. This means that at the moment, I'm only sleeping probably for about 4 or 5 hours per night, which is making it difficult to stick to the changes that I need to be able to reduce my weight back down and bring my fitness back up. Um, so enough kind of a sob story about myself, but I want to kind of turn this round into how this affects your journey as well, because a big problem that I find with many of my clients is that they burn the candle at both ends. So they don't sleep until late and they find themselves waking up early in the morning. Now, because of this, there's several issues that come in with your nutrition and your training. So, on a nutritional side of things, what you'll find is that when you're awake for more hours of the day, you're going to consume more calories. Now, it's debated as to why exactly this is, but there are a couple of potential reasons. The first is that you just have more available time to be able to eat, and so that leads you to consuming more calories. This also knocks on to the fact that if you're awake for longer, you're moving around more, you're therefore burning a few more calories, and so your body's encouraging you to consume more calories as well. There's also the problem that when we're tired, our brain likes us to get big boosts in our blood sugar because it's your blood sugar that controls your energy levels. So as your blood sugar goes down, your energy drops, and as your blood sugar goes up, your energy increases again. Because our brain's well aware that things like sugar and wheat, etc., provide lots of blood sugar very, very quickly, you can start to find that you crave these types of foods and you find it harder to resist temptations for them. So that's the nutritional side of things. You consume more calories because you're awake for longer, and you also consume more, I suppose, junk food because your body is trying to boost up your energy levels by increasing your blood sugar levels. The tips that you can take on that side of things, obviously, the number one tip is to try and sleep a bit more. But if that's not possible, then the other options that you've currently got is eat good foods, especially like fruits and vegetables, and eat consistently through the day. If you do that, your blood sugar levels are going to stay pretty constant, which means your body or your brain doesn't worry about trying to get you to consume more calories, or sorry, consume calories that are going to be processed quicker into your bloodstream, such as sugar, processed wheat, processed foods, these kind of things. On the other side of things, obviously, when you're tired, your motivation to exercise drops quite considerably. And that's the problem that I think I'm finding at the moment is I can get myself into train. There's various tips and tricks that you can use to kind of get yourself into the workout session. For instance, one is the 5 minute rule. So, scheduling when you're going to exercise, get in and exercise for a minimum of 5 minutes. And if you want to quit after 5 minutes, no worries. But what you'll find a lot of the time is your motivation is increased and you're willing to go for a little bit longer. So getting myself into exercise is not the problem, but my motivation to push myself is massively reduced because I'm just so tired that my brain is constantly fighting against continuing to exercise. And so even if I do manage to do a longer training session, what I find is that the intensity of that training session is severely lower than it's been in the past. Up to this point, I haven't really come up with a solution to this. I suppose distractions such as music, or personally I use audiobooks, may work to a certain degree. But honestly, I think the only real solution to this is to prioritize getting a bit more sleep. And I think really that's where it comes down to, is there are ways you can try and force your behavior if you're having trouble getting enough sleep. But really, unless you start to prioritize more sleep in your life, I would strongly debate if it's possible to maintain a behavior change for the long term. So it always does come down to priority, because there are multiple things that we can do. So, for instance, in my personal life, I think what I need to do is deprioritize maybe some of the work that I'm doing on businesses, and accept that whilst I'm doing my masters simultaneously, I'm not going to be able to do everything for my businesses I would like to do, which means hopefully I can prioritize getting 2, hopefully 3 extra hours worth of sleep in a night, which in turn might help my motivation and help my ability to train. So that's going to be my game plan. Over the next week, I'm probably going to look at putting a video out on my current fitness levels, which I'm going to test out against my previous fitness levels. And also, I'm going to try and get myself a bit more sleep and see what kind of effect that has on my motivation. Obviously, as always, I hope you've managed to take a couple of tips away from that for yourself. And if you have any questions or anything, please do feel free to drop them in below. Outside of that, make sure you do like the page, like the post, because it really helps. And I'll be back pretty soon for some more tips and tricks for you. Cheers.